They say history is written by the victors, but what about the missing? The ones who vanish without a trace, leaving nothing but questions that echo across decades. Amelia Earhart, the most famous aviator of her time, a woman who defied gravity, defied expectations, and in 1937, defied death itself. Because what happened to her wasn't just a crash. It wasn't just a disappearance. No. It was something far stranger. And if you're listening to this, what I'm about to tell you will change the way you look at the sky forever. July to end, 1937. The Pacific Ocean stretched endlessly beneath her silver Lockheed Electra. Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, were only 7,000 miles from completing their record-breaking flight around the world. The weather was unpredictable that morning. The skies churned with the haze that blurred the horizon. She radioed in, "We are on the line 157, 337. We will repeat this message. We will repeat this message." That was the last confirmed transmission. The U.S. Navy searched for weeks. Thousands of square miles of open ocean. Not a single confirmed trace was found. But here's where the story takes its turn. Because Amelia's voice didn't stop broadcasting that day. Reports began surfacing of shortwave radio operators across the Pacific picking up fragments of her voice. Static-filled messages, whispered words, coordinates that led nowhere. And those messages continued, not for hours, but for years. Declassified files decades later revealed something the public was never meant to know. Fragments of her plane were found on a tiny uninhabited island known as Nikumaroro. Rusted metal, bits of glass from a cockpit, even a woman's shoe. But here's the strange part. Locals spoke of the ghost pilot, a pale woman in torn leather flight gear who wandered the beaches at night, calling out names in a language they didn't understand. Her figure was often seen standing by the shoreline, staring at the waves as if waiting for something or someone. Even stranger, U.S. military files mention something else recovered from the island. Not just wreckage, not just remains. A journal, written in Amelia's handwriting. But the last pages didn't describe a crash. They described voices in the static. The journal spoke of strange transmissions Amelia had heard before her final flight. A low, distorted frequency buried beneath normal aviation chatter. A signal she described as, "not of this earth." She wrote of lights flickering in the clouds at night, of a presence that seemed to follow her plane no matter where she went. And on her last day, when the static swallowed her final transmission, she wrote one last entry, "The voices are clearer now. They are guiding me somewhere." Years later, amateur radio operators claimed to intercept something chilling, a woman's voice, faint but undeniable, repeating again and again, "Still flying, still flying, still flying," as if Amelia never stopped. Investigators who traveled to Nikumaroro reported disturbing phenomena. Radios malfunctioning, compasses spinning wildly, nights filled with distorted whispers carried on the wind. One researcher claimed he awoke to the sound of footsteps outside his tent. When he looked, he saw her Amelia Earhart herself, skin pale, scarf tattered, eyes glowing white like beacons in the dark. When he screamed, she vanished. But on the sand were footprints, bare, human footprints, that led straight into the ocean and disappeared beneath the tide. Some say Amelia never died, that she became bound to her final flight, a spectral pilot, forever circling the skies, or tethered to that cursed island. Others whisper something darker, that she didn't just encounter bad weather, she encountered something watching us from above. Here's where the theories spiral into something terrifying. Some believe Amelia was captured by enemy forces, her fate erased. Others believe she crashed on the island and starved, her spirit doomed to wander. But there's another theory, one buried in conspiracy forums and hidden files, that Amelia Earhart was the first abduction, that her plane was lured off course not by weather, but by a signal, a call from something not human. And when she disappeared from the skies, she didn't just vanish from Earth, she crossed over. And here's the part that chills me to my core. Because last year, an expedition uncovered something deep in the wreckage of a long-lost transmitter, a final recorded message, heavily corroded but recoverable. It was Amelia's voice, Broken, static-filled, but unmistakable. She whispered, "Don't follow me. Don't search. It's not the ocean that took me. It's the sky." And then, silence. So maybe the mystery of Amelia Earhart isn't a mystery at all. Maybe it's a warning. A warning that the skies aren't as empty as we think. And the next time you hear static on your radio late at night, listen closely, because you just might hear her voice. Still flying,